What's up, guys? Like I promised, making a QA video on the race car, the Ford Taurus with the 1JZ swap. Um, I made a post the other day. I know guys have been asking a bunch of questions, questions I figured would be asked. So I'm basically gonna answer the questions best I can and best of my ability. If I got pictures of the stuff, I'll put pictures. No promises there. I've been through like 6 phones since the car's been built. Anybody that knows me knows I'm terrible with phones. So I have the post pulled up on my phone here, right here, the Q&A vid post. So basically, just gonna go down the list for first comment to last, and answer. Like I said, I answer everything to the best of my ability. I'm no journalist or anything, so I mean, you get what you get. Alright, first question from Godka. Godka, what a name. These names always like man, I could never be this creative. What made you want to JZ swap a Ford or a Taurus? I own one myself and imagine all the time it being JZ swapped. Sideways laughing emoji. Basically didn't want to throw the car away. Blew the head gasket. I liked the car. It was already slammed on coilovers and stuff. We'll talk about that. People asked about that stuff too. I think I had like some ADR M Sport wheels, which are like still some Chinese like replica M wheels. Car looked great. I'll see if I can put a picture in here of what the car looked like front wheel drive, where it was right before it blew up. But basically the story on that is, I was out picking up wheels for my Mercedes from a guy, and the lower radiator hose on the Taurus just decided to pop. And for whatever reason, the temperature gauge didn't budge. It stayed dead center the whole time. And I just sent it. I was like, I knew something was wrong, because you could smell it, and I was just like, well, the temp gauge is good, so we're just gonna send it until it's not, and then once the temp gauge budges, I'll turn the car off. And then it started dieseling and like knocking, spark knocking. It was overheating like crazy. There was no coolant in the thing. I probably drove it for 10 minutes or more with no coolant. And I wasn't being easy on it too. Once I realized something was wrong, I turned the car around and started going home. But like I said, that was it. It popped the head gasket. My buddy Juan, actually, we pulled the car home with a strap, and that was the beginning of the end. But yeah, what made me want to JZ swap it? Blew it up and wanted to keep it on the road, and sure as hell wasn't gonna put a head gasket on it. All right, the next question. It's from Appling Automotive. My buddy Todd Sims actually worked with me at. It's funny. I'm not used to this. Worked with me at Mercedes of Augusta, and super cool guy. His question is, what motor is in it? Is it fast? It's actually got a Nissan KA24 motor in it. It's not fast. It's like 86 horsepower. It's a 1JZ. It's kind of fast. Have I driven faster cars? Yes. Does it feel faster than faster cars? Yes. Is it faster than those cars? No. I don't know why. Alright, next question. J. Irv Flaw. That's my buddy Jared Irvin. What did you have before the Taurus? Okay, before the Taurus I had a 1990 Plymouth Laser Turbo. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. I'll try and put a picture up here. That car, really cool little car. I still miss that car to this day. That thing ripped. It's a little DSM 4G63 turbo, all Evo 3 parts, Evo 3 injectors, Evo 3 intercooler, 3-inch turbo back exhaust, Evo 3 turbo, everything Evo 3 basically, and tuned from some guy in Ohio on a freaking HKS computer, and the thing was just a rocket ship. It was so fun, but you couldn't keep gears in it to save its life. It was just, it was making enough power to where it was ready for straight cut gears, and I was not about to spend 10 grand on a DSM to keep it alive. So I just, kind of dumped the car. But that's what I had before the Taurus. So I would say that's where I got my race car itch. Well, not the drift itch. My buddy Juan gave me the drift itch, but that's where, I really got, I was like, man, you can make small displacement cars crazy fast. I was like, all right, this is it. Next question. What motor is in it? We already 1JZ VVTi from a Crown 2 or some Mark II overseas. It's the JZX 110. Alright, next question from It Was Only an Owl. Question: what's your rear end setup from? Awesome car, keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I wouldn't call it good work, it's just it's honest work. Let's see. Rear end setup, that's an easy question. That's all Lexus LS 400. 1997 was the year. Found a car in the junkyard, low mileage car, beautiful car. I was like, man, I feel like that stuff's gonna fit in there. We'll make it fit one way or another. And it was cheap junkyard stuff, so I took the whole rear subframe, rear end, all the arms, the whole thing. We just dropped it right out of the car onto the jack and took it home. Another thing, Juan freaking loaded that stuff up in his car, and the rest is history. He probably don't know he's helped that much, but he's freaking he definitely helped get that car rolling for sure. Let's see. Next question. Gavin 12. Why not a wagon? I didn't have a wagon. I wasn't going out of my way to build a rear-wheel drive Ford Taurus. It was just like, we're gonna build this car because I got this car, and I can get the parts put all together. I found stuff for cheap, and that was it. It was just a matter of everything being in the right place at the right time. If I would have done it differently, I wouldn't have built a Taurus at all. Like, if we're talking about money, I would own a Supra, or the Benz would be 1J swapped with a BMW tranny or something like that. But this was just, like I said, everything was in the right place at the right time. The Benz was being used as a car, and it still is. And I fixed a water leak on it today. It broke down on me and overheated and was a piece of crap all day. Fixed it, still drives. Alright. Who is Manny? Next question. If I gave you some money and a JZ and a Taurus, would you build one for me? Honestly, probably not. You would have to give me a lot of money. I probably wouldn't even build one for myself if I did it again. If I wrecked my car tomorrow, I'm taking off the salvageable parts and probably putting them on a rear-wheel drive bolt-on car. Like I said, I probably wouldn't. It would have to be a crazy, ridiculous amount of money that I don't think anyone would ever spend for a Ford Taurus. So, next question. From Zachy Bro. It's called the clitoris, right? No, it's not. You can call it whatever you want. I don't really care. It's the JZ Taurus. The Joris. Last question. B. Hoyt 14. Ben Hoyt. What front suspension are you running? Also, what rear end are you running along with knuckles and all of that? Alright, so the front suspension is a Ford Taurus, essentially. The arms are the front control arm, lower control arms, Ford Taurus, unmodified, untouched. I've shaved on them a little bit with a grinder just for clearance issues with the knuckle. But basically nothing welded to them, no adjustable lower arms, unfortunately. No crazy bushings. That'll probably be the next thing. Something with those arms, man. Those bushings got some serious slop in them. But they're all brand new. But like I said, just stock. They got slop. That's the front suspension. The coilovers on the front are BC Racing Mazda Speed 3, first gen Mazda Speed 3. I think that's first gen. The 2.3 liter with the top mount intercooler and all that stuff. That's what they're off of. They had to do a little bit of modification. Obviously, it's not like a bolt-on swap. There's nothing. I think nowadays the max speeding rods, that China company actually does make a coilover for the Ford Taurus. So technically, if you wanted to build your own coilovers, I imagine you could get Ford Taurus max speeding rod coilovers. If you wanted to make them nice, you could get like some Swift springs and probably get some BC shock rebuild inserts and put all BC inserts in those. You basically just use the mounting brackets, you know, the top and bottoms, and have you some nice coilovers for Ford Taurus. I mean, that's an option because all those thread pitches are the same. All that crap's the same, man. That was the last question. Let's see if there's other questions from some other posts, just so we can, you know, keep it going a little bit longer. Oh yeah, no, sorry, there was other questions to that last question. My bad. Because he asked about knuckles and all that. Rear end, I think I mentioned that, LS400. I don't recommend using that rear end. It's not like it's weak, it's taking the power I'm giving it. But there's not much aftermarket support. So I would have, you know, had I thought it through a little bit more, I probably would have used something, you know, a little bit more aftermarket support, like a IS300 or like a SC300, something like that. Knuckles. The car has stock knuckles on the front. There's an attachment that I built that bolts to the very bottom of the knuckle to kind of change where the pickup point for the inner tie rod is, and that helps tremendously because where I have my steering rack mounted, you physically couldn't attach a tie rod from that point. The tie rods would be like, you know, facing up in the sky, and it wasn't feasible, so I had to build something below the stock mounting point so that it would reach over there and have some, not a crazy amount of angle to it, because that's how you get crazy bump steer and stuff. So, which I still have some bump steer, but we're working on that too. So guys, that sums up our little video. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming by. Get in there and subscribe to this channel. Like it, comment on this video. If I didn't answer all the questions, there's more questions, there's something you want to know. I know there was only like 10 people that comment. I got like 100 some likes, but only like 10 people commented. So, you know, if you got more questions, comment down below. I'll comment back. I'm trying to be more active on this page. Once again, thank you very much, and you guys have a wonderful day.